it's actually quite disgusting what's going on, because you have the privileged class warrior for the bourgeoisie, George Takaya, them Gen Z kids, all these people who are essentially saying that if you criticize Ukraine money spending, especially in light of the Maui crisis, you are repeating Putin propaganda. You are some sort of fascist right winger. But people have no idea how corrupt our government is. Like, they think there's some corruption here and there. The other party's corrupt. You guys have no idea. So this guy is going to explain how Biden is holding Maui relief aid hostage for Ukraine war funding. So let's let the video play, because this guy does a great job explaining it.
Hey, good morning, everybody. On my way to the Hawaii State Capitol this morning, but hey, I wanted to come on briefly and talk about some of the issues happening nationally and how the federal government is going to help out with the relief in Maui. Some folks may not know that FEMA, the Federal Disaster Emergency Management Agency, is basically running broke. They are out of money. So Congress is trying to get FEMA more money. So Biden's administration just a couple days ago requested that Congress provide FEMA with $12 billion to extend the relief for Maui. But attached to that supplemental relief was $24.1 billion for Ukraine. Now, guys, once again, why couldn't the Biden administration specifically ask for money just for Maui's disaster?
But meanwhile, people like Marianne Williamson is like, what does Ukraine funding have to do with social spending and domestic politics? Remember, that's what Marianne Williamson's objection to Jimmy was. That is the NATO left objection. They claim that we shouldn't care about it because, hey, they don't care about you anyway. They want to be spending money on you anyway. So Ukraine funding is irrelevant because they're still not going to spend it on you, whether they're doing it or not. So you shouldn't care about it. That's the argument they make. But here he explains how they often, and they have done this in bills in the past, have very important bills that Ukraine is held hostage, that Ukraine holds hostage. That completely dismantles the talking points coming from the NATO left. But I'll let it continue.
But instead, he tied $24 billion for Ukraine. Once again, Maui, just $12 billion. Ukraine, $24 billion attached to that, which means if you don't vote for this supplemental request, then you are denying Maui $12 billion. He is holding Hawaii hostage. He is holding FEMA hostage. He is holding congressmen and senators who don't want to give $24 billion of our taxpayer dollars more to Ukraine. And if they don't vote for this, they'll make like, oh, these guys just don't care about Maui. They don't care about Hawaii. This is ridiculous. Biden should be ashamed of himself, and any politician here in Hawaii who supports this administration and the corruption and just the sidelining that they're doing should be ashamed of themselves. Maui needs help. America needs to come through for our 50th state. And $24 billion for Ukraine should not be attached.
So where are the progressives speaking out on this? I'm just asking rhetorically as I let it finish here.
So our supplemental request. Click on this link right here because Civil Beat did report on this morning. And there are both Republicans and Democrats who are asking for Congress to give FEMA more money. But why attach $24 billion for Ukraine to it? That's just ridiculous. Just some morning thoughts, guys. Have a great day and God bless. Aloha.
You got a few more short clips, but CJ, JB, what's your reaction to this insane development of Biden tying Maui aid to Ukraine war funding?
I mean, it's classic neoliberalism. I mean, like, you cannot get more neoliberalism than this. Is that you understand that nobody is going to support, or you don't have the support because Republicans run the House. They don't have the support you used to have for the Ukraine war, which is another story in itself. That the GOP is the backstop for all this money. That's another story in itself. But to go to this is so a neoliberal move, is that we know you don't want this. Yeah. But in order to get this relief for your dying relative, your dying kin, your dying fellow human, you got to give us more money for the weapons manufacturer or no deal. You telling me that's not a psychopath? You telling me that's a person that's for the worker, that this is a labor president? It's is so ridiculous. But this is something I didn't know, Nick. This is the first time I'm hearing this in this video. I didn't know this at all. Go ahead, JB, if you wanted to.
Yeah, JB, go ahead.
So, you guys remember the movie Set It Off?
Yes.
Okay. Remember when Stormy had to sleep with that man in order to get money for her little brother to go to college?
Mm-hmm.
This is the same thing. They're basically saying, okay, we'll give you the money for Maui, but in order to do it, you got to fund the war in Ukraine. So basically, they attach a poison pill to something beneficial. This is how they do it. And they do this every single time, right? This is basically that slimy dude that's putting his hand on your shoulder and saying, I'll give you the money for what you need, but what are you going to do for me? That's basically what's going on. And that's why this feels so slimy. This is how you feel like you need to take a shower knowing this information. That's why.
Yeah. And I just put up earlier, this is why the majority of Americans don't support Ukraine war funding, right? And we covered the extreme radicals, the people who was radicalized by CNN and MSNBC to support war. Even 4-hour Democrats don't support it anymore. Like, when you look at the numbers, it's pretty interesting to see. And stuff like this is exactly why. When they see that our government is essentially engaged in a money laundering scheme in Ukraine while abandoning our own people. And liberals think we are stupid. And that's why they're shocked when people are calling this out. And I'm going to show you guys some people in Hawaii calling this out. Listen to this person here.
So why aren't you taking care of what you claim to be in charge of rather than sending out all these funds and whatever else you guys are sending to Ukraine or anywhere? Take care of here first. You know, this, I don't see why any president wouldn't step up and take care of what's part of their, territory. I think it's a stupid move on his part. Biden, yeah, he's an idiot. Sorry. No, not sorry. So
Biden's fucked, guys. Because so liberals and people like Harry can attack and gaslight all they want, but is this someone that look like they're overly online? That they're part of some sort of anti-imperialist, overly online left? Is this an ordinary person? Like, why the fuck you send so much money to Ukraine? Why we struggling? That's what everyone's saying. I know people in my personal life saying that shit. Don't follow foreign policy. Say one lick, but they see all this damn money going to Ukraine, asking questions, and then talking to us like, well, you don't understand. We gotta do this in order to weaken Germany's energy dependence on Russia. Do you think she gives a fuck about that? Do you think she gives a fuck about weakening Germany's energy dependence on Russia? Do you guys think that these people care about NATO expansion into Ukraine? I'm gonna show you guys one more. This is another great example. Do you guys think this guy cares about NATO expansion to this point?
So let us get back to our INA. We can survive. If the United States government don't help us, maybe Japan going, they love Hawaii. Maybe one other country, but if they can freaking take care of Ukraine, yeah, $40 billion go to Ukraine. Fucking shit ain't coming to us. What the fuck? My tax-paying money for 60 fucking years don't mean shit. But they're gonna take care of Ukraine, 40 fucking billion.
Damn.
So let us get back to
who are not nerds like me are quoting the exact amount. Nigga, CJ, they know. They're quoting the exact like 40 fucking billion? People not engaged in politics. Biden is fucked. What kind of propaganda are they going to engage with? They're going to change this guy's mind.
Yep.
Go ahead, Joby. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, look, if you're not going to help the people of Hawaii, then it's either going to be it has to be one of two things. Either help the people of Hawaii or give Hawaii their independence. That's what I say. If you're not going to help them, if you're not going to treat them like a state within our union, then let them go. Let them be free. Let them have their own land back, motherfucker. Because the thing is that if you're not going to help them, then what the hell are you doing just hanging on to them for? Right? That's like being in a relationship and you're constantly running out on the person you're in a relationship with, and yet you don't want to let them go. You don't want to give them that divorce. And they're like, give me a divorce. You're like, no, I don't want to give you a divorce. Like, see how sadistic that is? That's crazy. That's wild. Like, let him go then.
So now, in response to this, because Biden's fucked, you know what I mean? Well, just like all elections, I would say this. I'll correct myself here. Like all elections are going to be a race to the bottom. It will be a race on who can turn out as many two-party duopolist cultists as possible. I think we're going to see a record amount of Americans who don't vote. They probably should vote third party, but we're going to see a record amount. They're not. So as much as I want to say Biden's fucked, it's going to be another race in the bottom. I think that's a more accurate analysis. I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to show you this. This is what I covered before. You had the White House that tried their best to play this off, CJ. Maybe. You had the liberal propagandists. I'm sure if you found Gen Z for Change in their Twitter, they were probably attacking people over this. I was going after Biden. I have a few viral tweets where I was like, why Biden not send money to Ukraine? I have one of my hotspot videos. I talk about it. And there was a few people liberals that respond. They all got ratioed because my community is based, right? But they always like, oh, don't you know that Joe Biden had emergency use authorization? They was all using these talking points. And in my video, in my short video, I explained how Joe Biden is sending 2 times more money to Ukraine than Maui disaster relief. So they try to blow the criticism off, as you see in the Hill. And it was so bad, now Joe Biden had to visit Maui, Ukraine. Maui, Ukraine. They would have got money if their name was Ukraine. That's what American cities should do. Name themselves Ukraine. They probably get extra money. But here's Joe Biden visiting Maui. And this is exactly why they didn't want him to go. This is exactly why they don't want Biden to go to East Palestine. So you can't make this shit up, as David says here. Let's play this.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home on a little lake. It's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond, and hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, the air conditioning duct. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. But all kidding aside, I watched the firefighters, the way they responded. You know, there's an old expression. I grew up right across the street from a fire hall in Claymont, Delaware. And the expression.
That crowd is dead.
This clown shit. Yeah, because of course his cat and Corvette is just as equal as the hundreds of, as the 100 people that's died. They're equal, but this is so terrible. And this is so and I'm trying to say this in a certain way. This is so a part of white culture where you have no idea about other races than white, and then when you try to say something to be like, I know where you are, you sound like a complete idiot. This is based on years and years and decades of white populations not having any interest in any other people's what's going on in their lives. Because for you to say this is similar, you know how this is not similar, Joe Biden? If your house got destroyed, you would just go to one of your other 5 houses, sir. That's what would happen. Or you would just dig into your bank account and spend $20 million on a house.
Underneath our home.
But you trying to act like this shit is the same. You almost lost a Corvette. Oh, that's the same as losing my only house that I have, and now I'm homeless. It's so like devoid of sympathy, even though that's what he's trying to do. It'd be like a white person telling a slave in 1835, yeah, I know what it's like to be a slave. One time I had to work overtime at work. And that shit was a doozy.
No,
so
CJ,
I get your plight, slave.
CJ, we just saw this when they said, man, the mandates was like Jim Crow. The mandates was like Jim Crow.
Yeah, that's another story. That's another story.
But to your point,
yes.
CJ, go ahead.
But
Go ahead,
no,
JB,
that's
if you want
another
to chime
story. But go ahead, JB, if you wanted to chime in. It's infuriating. That's one of the more I've seen. That's one of the more infuriating, even than the sleeping one, because for you, it is so out of touch for you to act. One, why do you got to act like? Why do you have to give off that you've been through it too? Why can't you just say, I'm here to help you in any other way? Why do you have to come and be like, I feel your pain? For what? Go ahead, Nick, or JB, whoever wants to chime in.
JB.
The opinions of JB are not reflective of the opinions of Revolutionary Blackout Network or its subsidiaries. I wish Joe Biden lost that 67 Corvette. I wish he did. I wish it went up in flames. I hope that Corvette breaks down. I hope it rusts from not using it because he can't drive it. Well, he can't drive it. So my thing is that here's the thing. When you have somebody who, this is an attempt to be relatable, but it's such a failed attempt at relatability that he falls flat on his face because he can't relate. The better position would have been to, I can't imagine what you guys have went through. This has to be something that, I'm sorry, I can't empathize with you, but I'm going to do the best that I possibly can in order to help you guys out. And so this is why, and then say, I'm going to give this many billions of dollars in a separate bill to you guys to make sure that Maui is whole again. That's it. That's all. I would have went and did a joint session in Congress and said, what happened in Maui and more importantly on Lahaina was absolutely atrocious. What we need to do is just clear our schedule, put this on the floor, and I encourage everybody to vote it. Let's make it unanimous and make it a standalone bill and make it so that everyone can have their house rebuilt in Lahaina. But they don't care because they never have. And then he throws out these crumbs saying, well, I almost went through this too in my house, even though I'm rich and I have a 67 Corvette. Like, nobody gives a shit about your 67 Corvette, Joseph. What we care about is people actually having a house to live in. And this is what is mind-boggling, because somebody like this, somebody like Harold will actually talk for and speak for and defend. Like, come on, Harold. Are you going to keep talking and defending this guy? Or are you actually going to recognize that he's just as bad? This is Joe Biden's Puerto Rico. This is Joe Biden's Katrina. Acknowledge it and go after him on this. But I'm sorry. Joe's the best president we had. Give me a break, Harold.
So we're going to end the segment on this video I did on Biden taking heat for response on the Ukraine.
In a rational society, Joe Biden will be finished after how he handled the Maui disaster. So we have the most deadly fire in United States history that killed hundreds and maybe 1,000+ people in Hawaii. But Joe Biden can't even take time to comment on it. Can you imagine how liberals would have melted down if Donald Trump, when asked about the Puerto Rican hurricane under his watch, said no comment? It doesn't help that as this crisis was unfolding, the Biden administration approved of another $24 billion to Ukraine. Meanwhile, Joe Biden sent half the money that he sent to Ukraine to disaster relief in Hawaii. You can't make this up, fam. They are literally telling you to your face they don't care about you. So as Joe Biden and the United States government is paying for the salaries of Ukrainian government officials, the United States is only sending $700 to Maui fire victims. The U.S. response has been so horrible that Maui residents have been forced to organize themselves and take care of themselves because the government doesn't care about them. Maybe if they would have named Maui Ukraine, maybe they would have got Joe Biden's help.
Any last thoughts? I think CJ will be back here soon. But that's the Biden Maui Ukraine segment. So I saw a poll where Trump is at historic disapproval because most people know that he's a corrupt fraud as well. But I think this is a very bad moment for Biden because like people see that he's just openly funding war, openly being corrupt, while he has another failed response just like East Palestine. But any last thoughts on this topic before we move on, Biden on Hawaii or Ukraine?
Yeah, I do want to add a couple of things here because we almost got to this segment on Biden yesterday. And if we got to it yesterday, we would have been covering it from the point of view that he has not gone there yet. But I do want to just show some reaction. Let's start with, we can start with Harry since it's at the top, but listen to how he describes this disaster. And this shows you, and to your point, Nick, you were just talking about this, people like this guy, Harry, or maybe it was JB, you're going out there and saying things good about Joe Biden when he's terrible. Now listen to what he says here. He says, look at what he says here. Wow, the governor of Hawaii just praised President Biden's response to the wildfire, saying, quote, the president within 6 hours met our needs with the federal movement. I don't think that's ever happened before, end quote. Exactly. He acted quickly and effectively. Thank you, President Biden. And that's Harry. Go ahead, Nick, if you were going to.
Well, we just played clips from the amazing Hawani K. Trask, the late great Hawaiian indigenous activist, who explained how the government of Hawaii is the pimp of the people. They are fraudulent government who don't represent the people. And once again, his argument is hinged on the appeal to authority. Look at what this guy in charge says. Of course, the Hawaiian government, who's 100% complicit with this, I wanted to say that after their ridiculous disaster bundling response, now they want to pat themselves on the back, meaning the government. Oh, Biden is doing such a great job. Are we doing such a great job? Yeah, we're doing such a great job. Of course he would say that. Why are you not reporting on what the people on the ground are saying? But let's continue, CJ.
Yeah, now I didn't. I don't think you showed this video, but this is him sleeping. It's no sound. I don't believe it's sound, but so he goes there. Now you tell me, bro, who is running the country? JB and Nick, who's running the country, man? There's no way this guy is running the country. None. This is him sleeping. What could he do, man?
That's why they don't like him being out in public, CJ. Because you have more moments like these. He can barely keep it together. And it's CJ. I saw some bullshit liberals that were trying to fact check. They're like, well, technically he looked down and he has his eyes closed for a long time. That don't mean and they were trying to say that, well, this video is out of context because it technically shows he slept for a few seconds. He later gave it. No, CJ, bro, there's a Newsweek article. Here I'll show it to you. I'm not gonna read it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm glad you did it because I actually forgot to show this because they tried to fact check this, him sleeping, and what they essentially say is like, yeah, well, he actually wasn't asleep because he actually gave a speech later. Like if he was asleep, he wouldn't give a speech later. As if people can't. Oh shit, I got a speech to give. As you won't wait. And they use that.
Say Joe Biden's woke. Boom! Boom!
Look, he said he was bowing his head. That video, they said, don't believe your lying eyes. That video we just showed you. CJ, if you don't mind, pull it up again after I show this. It showed the president bowing his head with eyes open before returning his glance towards the event page. That is not what we just saw. In RNC, liberals on damage control mode, trying to lie about what the fuck we seen. CJ, sorry to put this up, but I want to put the video up again. See, is that what we see in that video? Put the video back up again. Because I'm like, I saw this video, I'm like, you guys are full of shit. And liberals are already posting. They say, see, look at this fact check. He wasn't asleep. No, nigga, we see this motherfucker sleep in this goddamn.
We can see the video, man. All right, so let me hold on. I gotta go to the right tab. All right, right here. So let me go down to the video. Okay, yeah, it's at the bottom. Here it goes. All right, so let's watch it again.
Yeah, look, watch this. And I'm telling you guys this because they're already using this. They're already going on the offensive, trying to say that anyone who say that Biden's sleeping is spreading fake news. Look, you guys telling me this guy's awake. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck
What is he looking
here.
at then if he's awake? What is he looking at? If he's awake, then what exactly? He's looking at the top of those soda bottles. What is he looking at if he's awake? I mean, just answer that question. If he's awake, what is he looking at? It's not a notepad down there or anything like that. It's sad. It's sad. It's akin to them saying all of his gaffes is his stuttering problem.
Yeah,
it's not stuttering. It's just him.